Hello once again, I'm Kevin Turner from Real Estate Talk, and my guest this time is young property investor Peter Toma. Peter started his investment journey when he was only 25 years old and is the subject of a special article in the latest edition of Australian Property Investor magazine. The article is called Mind Over Matter. Peter, welcome, and thanks for giving us your time.
Thank you. How are you?
Good, thanks. Now, you're obviously a very positive person from having read the article. Who lit the fire inside you? Who got you keen on investing in property?
From a young age, my dad actually done a few developments and was into property, and I was always exposed to that area. So it really started with my dad, and it still is going with my dad. And yeah, it really lit the fire for me, and it's working well. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm sure you are, mate. And I'm sure he's happy too, and pretty proud as well. Peter, what are some of firstly, let me ask you, I want to focus on this conversation about your interest in interstate investment.
Yeah.
Why do you think so many people are afraid to invest outside their comfort zone, in other words, their area that they're most familiar with?
Well, I think that's exactly right. It's in their comfort zone, so it's unfamiliar, it's unknown. I think it's the fear of the unknown, and it really holds people back. And I think people just need to step outside their comfort zone, and if the numbers work, then go for it. For me, it's all about the numbers. So whether it's in Sydney where I am, or in Queensland or in Perth, but it's all about the numbers, and I just urge people to go for that.
Well, based on the fact that it's on the numbers, would you therefore buy a property sight unseen?
Yes, I've done that. I've done that once, and didn't really have any issues with it. It may have been lucky, but for me, it's like I said, it's all about the numbers, and sight unseen is fine. You get people to go and inspect it, to do building reports, pest and building reports. So, and even if you want to take that extra step and get the property manager to go have a look at it and take a detailed report and some photos, then that's what you have to do. So
yeah, I guess that's the secret, isn't it? I mean, the number of people I speak to who do that, they say they've got those local people on the ground to be their eyes and ears about the investment. Because I guess when you think about it, Peter, when you do take an investment, you're better off keeping it at arm's length anyway, and you might as well start that at the start.
And that's exactly right. It does keep it at arm's length, and it keeps it as a business, and that's the way you want to treat it. You don't want to treat it emotionally, and I think it's a good way to go. You can't restrict yourself to your comfort zone.
No.
Otherwise you'll be stuck at mediocrity.
Well, further to that then, what are some of the lessons that you've learned that you can pass on to anyone who's interested in doing the same?
For interstate investing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. So just be clear as to what you're looking for. Find a good property building inspector who will do a detailed report and take some decent photos. And there are a lot of property managers out there, and I'm sure you can find one locally who can tell you about the area, what the area is like, any issues in the area, especially about the property itself. So just leverage what you can. That's my advice.
Okay, what's been your best investment so far, Peter?
I've got a couple of units in Sydney, and obviously Sydney's been going gangbusters lately, so they've been definitely my best investment so far.
Yeah. What's the investment then that's taught you the best lesson about what not to do?
Funnily enough, it is them. Initially, when I bought the properties, I bought them, they were cross-collateralized, so that was a lesson for me in itself. It cost me about $5,000 to get the right financing structure, then set up and uncrossed. So yeah, so it's been the good and the bad.
What was the lesson? I mean, the lesson was not to do it, but what drove that lesson? I mean, what was it you found out about cross collateralization that you didn't like?
Oh, the fact that if one property, didn't grow as much as the other property, that the banks could use that as leverage against you, and I didn't want to be held and stuck and my hands tied in that sort of. I guess I didn't want to be controlled by the banks,
Yes.
and I wanted to control what I can by myself, and take control. You know, that's the main thing.
Well, just on that point, in talking about financing, with cross-collateralisation or not doing that, have you got your finance spread across a number of banks, or are you just with one lender?
Currently, it's with one lender, but my next investment will be with a different bank. I'm just getting to that point now where I need to spread my loans to spread my risk.
Yeah. Okay, Peter, the final word, the single best piece of advice that you can pass on from your experiences so far.
Have a positive mindset and just go for it. With a positive mindset, you can achieve anything, and no matter what it is, with the right mindset, you'll push through those barriers. You'll fight through all the doubters, and you'll come through the other side. It'll be hard, but it won't stop you.
Well, there you go, Peter. Thank you so much for your time. And Peter is a very inspirational young man, a great lesson in the latest edition of Australian Property Investor Magazine. Make sure you read the article. It's called Mind Over Matter. Peter, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Kevin. Have a nice day.